Well, hello there, everyone. This is Mr. Axler again, and we're going to be looking at how to create suspensions. We've talked about in previous videos, looking at the 4-3, looking at the 9-8, looking at the 7-6, and so forth. But in this one, I'm going to actually show you how you make suspensions. So I have here a progression, which if you listen to it and look at it, you would know, hey, that's the Pachelbel canon in D progression, only it's in B flat. So let's just take a listen to this. This is just a 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5 progression. Nothing fancy. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out how to create suspensions. So we'll start with a 4-3 suspension. Now, if you work backwards, you think about the resolution of a 4-3 suspension would be a third. So the way you create suspensions, first thing to do is look for a falling tone in the upper three voice parts, a falling tone. For example, there's a falling tone here, there's a falling tone here. These are all falling, all right? To be more specific, we're looking for falling of just a step. Could be half or could be whole, doesn't matter. It has to be a step. So in the case here, this is falling a step. This is falling a step. There's falling a step. That's falling a step. That's a third, so you can't have a suspension there. So, okay, so now we're looking for falling a step. The next thing we're looking for is what it falls to. Is that note the third of the chord? So an example here, this note is falling. Take a look at the bass note in relation to that note that it's fallen to. Is that a third? Well, yes, F to A. So again, what it falls to has to be a third above the bass note. In the case of this one, that falling tone, that's a third. This one is an octave, so we couldn't do that one. Here's another falling tone right here. That note is the third of that chord. Okay, so we've now determined some of the notes that it's fallen to as being thirds. What do we do now? So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and I'm going to delete that note and turn it into that note and then have it fall down. So let's take a listen to this first measure. There it is. F to B flat is a fourth. F to A is a third. So what we would label that is a 4-3 suspension. So I would write down here 4-3. To get very specific, if I were to ask you to label the components, I would say, okay, there's your preparation. There's your suspension. There's your resolution. That's how you label the components. We can do another one. So we mentioned over here that this is a third falling. See, G to B, and there's our falling tone. So I'm going to go into this chord here. I'm going to turn this. This is a little trickier how I'm going to do this because actually what I'll do is just do this. So we're going to say this is a C to the B flat, and that note was an A. So we'll take a listen to this now. There we go. Once again, I'm going to label that as a 4-3 suspension. And then we're going to label the components, the preparation, suspension, and resolution. P, S, R. A little too hard to read that. I'll move that up a little bit. There you go. So there's your foray into making 4-3 suspensions. The next video I'm going to show you is how to make 9-8 suspensions. I hope this was helpful. Thanks.